Record sa Kim.
Sir. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Today is the third day of our training for Foundations of Web Design training workshop. So I am happy to those who attended. Um, Naagyapon yung mga students, sir, from main, sir. Okay, so for those na naka-attend sa previous na mga trainings, this will be our third and second to the last training. And again, I would like to remind everyone, if you don't have questions, if you have nothing to ask, please turn off your mic. Then if you have something to ask, please lang go on. You can raise questions. Um, this day is very important because we will be discussing about um, Bootstrap. So we will be discussing what is Bootstrap, what is the use of Bootstrap, and what is the implementation of Bootstrap. So to continue to start, because taas-taas kini siya nga discussion, no? So we will be continuing. So actually, if you miss the second part of the, this is actually pattern, no? If you miss the first part, lisod gyud siya kay that is the how to create a web page. If you miss the second part, mas nalisod siya kay that is how you design. Now, if you miss this third part of the training, lisod pa gyud siya kayo kay this is how to improve your design. So I have created this training in this way nga, from beginner up to how you deploy. So it's really good foundation nga. Pag na kay usa ka training nga ma-miss ani, lisod na kay pag cope up. So, and again, I would like to remind everyone nga the training will only last for approximately around 2 hours. And we are trying to compress everything which is taught in one semester or more sa usara ka sa usara ka, sa upat ra ka Sabado. So that's how compressed this training is, and magdepende gini siya sa mga trainees kamo how you actually explore. So that is why nga may mga activities ta to complete. So to start, so our topic for today, day 3, we'll be discussing about Bootstrap. So an introduction to Bootstrap, Bootstrap implementation, that is how you use Bootstrap, and getting Bootstrap themes. So I will teach you how to use Bootstrap. So including themes. Kaya ano, at least we already know how to create web pages. We already know how to create CSS and other styles. But now we will be using Bootstrap to sa tawag ni, para mas mapasayon ang atong trabaho. So actually professionals like me, we use Bootstrap so that we can have easier, we can complete the task easier. So there's a lot of CSS themes there, no? So this is actually a CSS theme because it's already predefined. Ano na siya yung mga na-create daan. I use Bootstrap, I use Material, um, and there's a lot of themes actually available, but Bootstrap is quite popular, and once it's easy to use. So once you learn Bootstrap, you can actually mas dali na ninyo mo unsa ni mo blend with other themes or other CSS theming. So again, I have mentioned Bootstrap, there's Material, there's um dira ra mga nag-revolve. So napay mga uban na but mora na yung mga popular then that I know of. So uh again, I would like to introduce myself. I am Key Martin Rosero. I work as a senior .NET developer. So today I will work as an IT consultant. So today is my first day as an IT consultant, and I work as a part-time instructor in CTU San Fernando. So hopefully maka part-time ko sa eskwelahan. And I also work as a freelance software developer and web designer. So if you ask why I have many jobs, It's because it's work from home. So nara ko sa balay ga trabaho. So I work full-time as a senior.net. I support a client in the US. I work an IT consultant. That's 5 hours a week. And I visit offices to actually help them improve their IT and IT department. And I teach in San Fernando, CTU. Hopefully, CTU Naga and masitagaan ko sa Wonwon. So, and I have freelance jobs for software development and web design. So hopefully I'm building my team, no? So hopefully I can have people from this class to join my team with creating software and designing web. So now let us try to think of this quote from Brian Herbert. The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice. So the capacity to learn is a gift. Hinatag na siya. The ability to learn is a skill. So not everyone, okay, so not everyone will have the opportunity to learn. Not everyone will have the ability to learn from the training. But not everyone will be willing to learn. So imagine ato aning gihatag nga training free. Gihatag na to no sa mga students. We initiated this. Would like to thank Sir Marshall, Sir Pat, Sir Paharon, Ma'am Tin. So this actually became possible because of the people na who wanted to have this training possible. So meaning it is a gift given to you. But not everyone is actually willing to learn. So you are here today. You are here today because it is your choice to learn. But we don't know. Maybe you are here today just for the attendance, di ba? So again, we are conducting this skills training to add something into your resume. And it is not just to add something into your resume. We are trying to have this skill so that we are trying to complete this training so that you can add a skill in your resume na pwede ninyo ma-execute ni. And actually, we're hoping na out of this, someone will become a web developer, web designer. So again, not everyone from this class, not everyone in you will become a web developer, will become a web designer, but at least this will be a good opportunity for you to learn and a good opportunity for you nga I will try to explore this because I have an opportunity for this. There is an opening for this and that. So let's review. What have we discussed last week? So the first week we have discussed about creating web pages. The second week, what have we discussed? I will ask people here. Evangeline Bayawa, what have we discussed last week? Mario de la Peña,
Yes, sir. Good morning.
good morning. What have we discussed last week?
About the CSS, sir.
About CSS.
Cascading sheet.
Jodeline Caballos, what is CSS? Lucille Perry, what is CSS?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
CSS is Cascading Style Sheet, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So CSS is cascading style sheet. So we have three ways to implement design in our web pages. Mariel Hamili, give me one way to implement a design. Ato'y tulo, no? I-discuss na to last week. So give me one.
Sorry, sir. Wala ko last week.
Wala ka. Sorry. Saldua, Ryan, Kevin. So the first one I will discuss is inline. What is inline CSS? Maria Fe Macaraya. Jesaan Sabroso. What is inline? Okay, anyone? Kisa niyo maka-discuss unsang tulo ka styling patterns or styling implementation sa CSS? Anyone?
Inline, sir, embedded or external.
Correct. So we have inline, embedded, and external link. So those are ways for us to design or implement design in CSS. But now we will be discussing external. So we will have a link added, which is we will be using a CDN. So we'll be using an online link para mas dali. So what is unsa may mga advantages na actually daghan na advantages, but I will be discussing that later. So our topic for today. So again, no, kung atong mga wala ka attend last training, it's available in YouTube. So lantawa ra sa Google Classroom na dito ang link sa YouTube kung di niyo siya ma-view. So please check, review ang katong mga wala pa activities. You will not gain a certificate if you have not completed your activities. So what is Bootstrap? So Bootstrap is a powerful front-end framework for faster and easier web deployment. So meaning powerful front-end, no? So na-mention nga front-end, na-mention nga back-end. So I mean wala na-mention nga back-end. So na front-end, na back-end. So front-end actually mo na siya ginatawag nga kung sa design, kung sa programming pa ang front-end mo na siya ginatawag nga unsay makita nimo sa system. That is the front. Mo na siya makita nimo. The back end, what is working sa likod to make the system possible. So na ay mga programmers nga front-end developers kana mga JavaScript na ilang tirada na. So actually I am a .NET developer but I am more into the back end. So I always have my codes in the back end and sa front end design ra jud ko na. So it includes HTML and CSS based design based for creating common users. So now this is actually the truth. Industry for web designers, this is already a must that you know Bootstrap. So a must na nganong kinahanglan man niya kay bawo kag Bootstrap because industries will use Bootstrap instead of using they call this instead of using inline or you create your own CSS. It's good to know those, but again, mas mapadali ang trabaho because Bootstrap is already there. And Bootstrap already has embedded parts like forms, buttons, navigation, drop-downs, alerts, modals, tabs, accordions, carousels, tooltips, and so on. So we will try to discuss everything. Of course, we will try because Bootstrap design is one course, one subject. But tungod kay we wanted to compress everything, we will be discussing it in 2 hours. But I will try to make sure nga I will be able to discuss it clearly and solid because I will be using my experience on how to discuss this. So walay nagtudlo na kog Bootstrap, no? Bootstrap is required, so I needed to learn. I needed to study. I needed to explore because when I was trying to ako sa Saudi ato and that was the start na ga developer ko. So lisod kay magsig design. So how do I improve my designs? And I saw Bootstrap, so I wanted to learn Bootstrap kay para mapadali akong trabaho. So being a programmer, one of the usa sa mga kanang murag attribute sa programmer tamaran gyud ang mga programmer. So I wanted to make my task easier. So nangita ko pagi and I found a solution which is Bootstrap. So again, walay nagtudlo na ko ani. I learned Bootstrap by myself. So if naamoy natudlo ni sa inyong maestro niya, I might be discussing something wrong. So you tell me. So but I will be sharing to you my experience with Bootstrap. By the way, I'm using Bootstrap for over 5 years na. So Bootstrap gives you the ability to create flexible and responsive web layout. So responsive, what do you mean by responsive? This is also one way why I learned Bootstrap, because responsive designs, meaning once you create a design, it will fit all screens, meaning responsive. So example, ang imong cellphone is 33 not 30, ang imong cellphone nga may browser iPhone 6 abi, or akong cellphone Nokia mong cellphone no Nokia 6. So na ay iPhone na Condra. So regardless sa browser nga imong i-open, mo fit siya sa screen, mo fit siya sa computer, ana automatic na siya mo resize. That is actually the good thing with responsive web layouts. So kausara mo resign, instead nga mo resign ka pang cellphone, mo resign ka ani naanak kay usa ka design. So kabantay mo nga mo open mo og Facebook sa cellphone kung mag-browser mo, or mo open mo og kanang mga website sa inyong cellphone, di ba? Sakto siya kayo because they're using responsive web layouts, and Bootstrap will help you that. So Bootstrap was originally created by a designer and developer. So before, bago pa ni, ang pangalan aning Bootstrap is Twitter Bootstrap, because ang nag-create sa Twitter mao ni nag-create sa Bootstrap. So mo na yung logo sa Bootstrap. And that is the link. So tip, our Bootstrap tutorials will help you learn the basic as well the advanced features of Bootstrap step by step through easy. So we will try to teach you. I will try to teach you. But muna akong reminder rin ninyo is that I will give you tips, I will give you ways how to actually learn Bootstrap, but naaragya po na ninyo how to explore more, because again, we will not be able to cover everything for 2 hours. So, and I hope that you were able to attend last training, because their last training we use classes. Now, Bootstrap will be using a lot of those classes. So if you are not familiar with that training, you can actually explore sa YouTube, naka-record to. So what can you do with Bootstrap? You can easily create responsive web designs. So you can quickly create multi-column layouts with predefined classes. You can quickly create different types of form layouts. You can quickly create different variation of navigation bar. You can easily create components like accordions, modals, etc. So unsa man ang accordion, unsa nang modal? So discuss na to na later. I will show you what is accordion, pero I will not actually dig deeper. Pakit-on ra ta mo unsa nang modal. So you can easily create dynamic tabs to manage large amount of content. You can easily create tooltips and popovers to show hint text. You can create sorry about that. You can create carousel or image slider to showcase your contents. You can quickly create types of alert boxes. So the root word there, quickly, quick, easy, easily. So mo na yung mga importante dira, meaning this will actually help you create things faster, easier. Kaya ngano na naman ready naman. So instead nga mang problema kasi imong design, dili na, you will actually focus on the content and on the how your system works. So advantages of using Bootstrap: saves a lot of time. You can save lots of time and efforts using the Bootstrap predefined design templates and classes and concentrate on other development work. Responsive features using Bootstrap can easily create responsive websites that appear more appropriately on different devices and screen solutions without any change in markup. So saves you time, responsive na imong design, then consistent design. So again, responsive, no? So ang unsay responsiveness ana, meaning your design will respond to any screen size, screen resolution. Bisag unsa pa na nimo pagbinat-binat dira, automatic na mo change ang font size, mo change ang design according to your screen size. Kabantay mo last time nga percentage atong gigamit sa image. Kinsa tong image atong gigamit last time? Na pag drag na to paubos, automatic na siya nga mo fit sa screen size. So that is Bootstrap. I mean, that is not really Bootstrap. That is part of Bootstrap. So consistent design. So all Bootstrap components share the same design templates. Again, daghan og other theming sa CSS. Bootstrap is one. We have ang ako ang nasuwayan kay Bootstrap nga daghan ko I use mostly Bootstrap but nakasuway ko og kanang materials ni creative team. So kagamit ko na, and I also explore a lot from Team Forest. So siguro kung familiar nyo nakadungog sa akong ipangsulti. So but if wala mo ka familiar na, you can try to Google unsa na akong ipangsulti. So consistent design. So tanan nga Bootstrap nga implementation have the same components. Siguro ang iyaharang nakalain is team ra na siya, teaming. Advantage of Bootstrap. So easy to use, compatible with browsers, except Internet Explorer, which is already about to be decommissioned this month. So open source, so meaning it's open. What do you mean by open source, Be? It is completely free to use and download. Mo open source. And again, it is free to modify because it is open source. Pwede nimo ma-modify. It is, you can use according to your needs. Kaya na may uban nga pag-download nimo free siya pero dili nimo siya pwede i-modify. You can actually use it as it is. But Bootstrap, you can actually make changes. Wala yung manghilabot nimo dira. So I will actually add something with open source. So this is actually just a reminder for you young for aspiring developers, as aspiring web designer, about the term open source. Because if you actually use with bisag images or anything as a source which is proprietary, pwede ka makasuhan na. This is an experience with one of our previous team. Naway kailan nang gamit sila og image sa internet, nangupyar sila adto sa Google nang pangita og picture. Dayon gi-download. Pagka humag-download, gigamit sa ilang website. Nya karon kaya nga tong na images right now has trackers There is actually a way to track images. So karon nakit-an man nga gigamit ang image nga dili ilaha gigamit. So paggamit sa images nga dili ilaha, ang nahitabo gikasuhan. Ang nagbayad ang kumpanya. So katong kumpanya nga nagamit sa message nakabayad og 200,000 plus for using a single image only. So because that is proprietary. So why ba mo ba og kwan ba? So why ninyo og kanang pangitag pag-save og picture gikan sa Google, i-save ninyo nya dayon i-drag padong sa Google kay daghan na siya ipakita nga mga information about ana nga images. So that's one way to track. But again, there are images nga open source. There are images nga free. So you can use that freely. But if ang image gani wala gibutang free to use, you need to be careful. Make sure every time you use your picture or you use a picture which is actually free to use. So note, Bootstrap 4 is responsive by default with a mobile-first approach. Bootstrap 4.3 is the latest and the most stable version of Bootstrap. Bootstrap 4, so nani siya ang mga versioning niya. So 4.3 ang pinaka-latest. Then it is actually working with Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Internet Explorer 10. So meaning lower than 10 na naka-issue na. Edge, it works fine with Edge. But again, ako rin nang i-remind ninyo nga ang Internet Explorer batik ignaong kung gamitan nimong Bootstrap. It works but not all ma-carry over niya. Especially with the JavaScript, no? Kaya dili kaya na siya supportive sa JavaScript ang Internet Explorer. Mao ni siya Internet Explorer, mao ni siya time sa mga Flash. Kung nakaabot mo to. Getting started with Bootstrap. So first one is create your HTML. So we have already created our HTML. So of course you need to have your HTML, but this is just an idea. No, create your HTML, but we will be skipping that because we already know how to use HTML, how to create HTML. Now the second part is connecting your Bootstrap. So you have, in order to make this plain HTML with a Bootstrap template, just include the Bootstrap CSS and JavaScript files, as well as required Java, jQuery, and Paper.js. So we will not be discussing JavaScript with this training because again, JavaScript is another monster. But we will be using JavaScript. Pero wala na kahilabtan, you will just use the link part, which is because it is actually part of Bootstrap. So you should include JavaScript files at the bottom of the page right before closing the body. So example, I will use annotation. So so here, if you can see, here the user actually has meta. So this is meta tags. So this is actually saying that you're actually using a meta tag with a content with device width. It's actually checking the device width kung unsang gidakon sa imong device. So now here Carset, it's using Carset UTF-8. So this is actually font for the characters. Now here this is using here the last part, I mean the third part for inside the head. It's using mao ni pinaka-importante, no? It's using style sheet. So it's using style sheet and the link nga iyang gigamit is stockpathbootstrap.com. So how do we open that? So ato aning pakita na ko ninyo what unsa itsura na niya og inyo na siyang i-open. So stockpath.bootstrap CDN. Kita ta mo sa So kita mo sa akong screen.
Yes, sir.
Kita ra, sir. So nakita mo sa Google Chrome nga akong i-share. Okay, so akong i-paste ang stockpath CDN nga link. So pag open nimo na niya, mo ni makita nimo Bootstrap. So meaning ang katong inyo ang ipang type nga mga CSS tanan usa katon maghimo mo external link CSS naanat tanan diri. Mo na iyang unod and you're using it online. So meaning Di na ka kinahanglan mag-save kay diri naman imong connect diretso. And this is using 4.5. That is the latest right now. So, actually nanay mga version no, kinay 4.1, 4.5.0 pwede na mo ilisan. So mo ni siya 4.5. So mo ni pinaka-latest. Pwede pa din mo 4.1. So actually versioning pwede nimo na ilis-ilisan ang version depende sa unsa imong ganahan. So naani siya license sa babaw. Again, ang pinaka-kuan ra gyud niya ani if you're using actually free credit sa ginayang pinaka need. So bahalag free siya basta you use something, basta free siya, you give credits. Credits sa kinakailangan nimo na nga okay ni day siya di ay free to use ni siya. So man ako pagpakuha na ako ang i-acknowledge ang naghimo. So i-acknowledge sa to kinsa naghimo. So mora na importante basta free. Now, so at least nakakita mo sa idea ba? So daghan na kayo na siya classes dire mo na tong magamit. Now, as what you can see here also, na siya yung mga JavaScript. So ang JavaScript niya is kinina na siya gibutang tulo ka buok JavaScript sa ubos. 3.5.1, Paper o Bootstrap nga JavaScript. So if you open that, ito ang pakita ninyo. So mo ni siya ang CSS. So ipag i-open ako ang JavaScript, pag open ako niya, so mo nang JavaScript not found, so JS colag S. Mo ni JavaScript. So tanan na siya gipanghimo daan. So instead nga kamoy mo himo ana usa-usa, you are just using a resource or you just using resources. So which is unsa may tabo, mas easier ang inyong panarbaho. Di naman mo maglibog unsaon ninyo ni paghimo kay ngano na may ready. Di ba? Masayo na ang inyong panarbaho kay instead nga mo focus mo sa design, mo focus na lang mo sa unod, sa content. So again, what is important? Please mute. Barkyo. Maria Cristel. Okay, so now what is important actually is that the content. So now instead of focusing what do you need to actually, instead of focusing what's inside, I mean how to design, you focus on this. Mo na importante oh. The first important, the second important. So actually ang JavaScript nga importante kini gyud pinaka-importante ang jQuery. But for you to utilize everything, there is no problem with adding this. So, do you understand? Do you have questions before we proceed? Para klaro na to daan. So, I guess silence means you understand. So, tip, if the visitor of your website has already downloaded the Bootstrap, CSS, and GS files from the CDN, from the same CDN while visiting other sites, it will be loaded from the browser cache instead of re-downloading. So, mo is mas sayo, no? Mas nindot. Kabantay mo na ngayon nag-open ninyo sa website. Do you want to save this cookie, etc. na? Kabantay mo na. So, meaning, the same concept, example, gigamit na ang Bootstrap CDN niya na ay naamoy ka ng na ay another visitor nga mo open sa inyong site. Previously naka-open na siya og the same site nga nagamit og Bootstrap CDN. Mas madali ang loading ninyo kay na-load naman to siya. So that's how it is. And let's explore Bootstrap. So go to this link. So http getbootstrap.com. So I will be sending this chat. So you explore. We will try to explore that. We will try to understand what is Bootstrap, no? Nakita mo sa akong screen?
Yes, sir.
So this is Bootstrap, getbootstrap.com. So this will teach you how to use Bootstrap. There are themes here on sa mga available. So they're using 4.1, though the most advanced right now is 4.5. Now, this is the official Bootstrap. Getbootstrap.com. Now, let me check, me. That is correct. So that is Get Bootstrap. Now, this will actually teach you how to add CSS, how to add JavaScript, and this is a simple starter. So we will copy this. We will copy. We will have Notepad++. So sorry about that because ga-code ko kay na. So muna na siya. I will change the language to HTML. So i-save na ko siya, file, save as, desktop, HTML foundation. I will have this as bootstrap.html. So na-save na siya. I just copied it using that link. Now let us try to check. I hope you're seeing my screen right now. I hope nakita mo sa mga folders nga akong i-open para mas dali.
Kita
Tama?
sir. Kita sir.
Okay. So we have copied and pasted and we saved it as bootstrap.html. So again, it will become HTML so that your computer will understand that that is an HTML file and it needs a browser to open. Kaya nga no, unsa man mahitabo kung ako anang himuan og .text .unsa. Notepad ang mo-open na. So HTML meaning browser ang mo-open. So this is using Bootstrap. Hello world. See? It displays hello world. Now, the doc type is HTML, language is EN, meaning English, and there is meta tag. So meta tag there is viewport so that it will actually become responsive. So now, we have created something with Bootstrap. So that is the first hello world using Bootstrap. But here, there's a lot of contents. So if we go, for example, here, this is an example. So mo na inindot na sa Bootstrap, you can actually copy everything. So you go to example. And after you go to example, you can go download the code, source code. You can download the source code and right click, show in folder. So CT225 downloads. So we have here Bootstrap 4.1.3.zip extract here. So mo na siya. So this is actually a sample from Bootstrap itself. So if you open the site and index, so naay problema ang ilahang downloadables. But there's a lot of things here. So meaning na siya problema no ang ilahang source code kay pag download na to dili man mo gana. So how about this? Nara di ay ads. Wala pod. Pagify. Example.html. So there is a problem with this. So instead of using that, we will be using the pangmalakasang inspect element. So we will copy something. Close na ko na eh. So here, we'll be using this. So here, there is actually inspect element. So if you will actually inspect this and there is a copy main role, so this is how you actually check this. Ang section class. So if example, I just want to copy this part. I will just click here, copy. I will go here and hello world, I will paste it here. So now, akong hello world, i-refresh na ko. So, di ba? Nakopya na nako. And I will change the picture of this thumbnail. I can actually change that. So, mangita kong pictures. Pwede na ko siya ilisan ng pictures. Pwede na ko siya gamitan og picture checker. So that is one way of copying. So now I will discuss to you something about Bootstrap. This is important. No? I teach my new hires about this. So view, layout, orientation, landscape. So if a page, I mean, if this is a page, meaning mo na page nimo, on how Bootstrap implements this, you can actually think that this is actually 12. So meaning ang number ano niya from side to side is 12. So from end to end, so this is 12. So that you'll be able to partition properly, no? So this is 12. So meaning if you divide it by 2, so meaning basta ang total na is 12. So example, if you add an object here and this is actually you divide it by 3 or 4, so 4. So meaning you can do it like that, but this is smaller, the other one is smaller. So meaning you can have this as um 4, sorry about that. 4 4 4 12. So dili pwedeng na no, so you can actually divide it by 4. So meaning sorry, this is 3. If you divide 12 by 4, so 3. So 3, so another 3. So you can actually do it like this. So meaning kung nakay container ana, nakay upat ka container sa sulod, the same sizes. So meaning this is 3 3 3 3. But example, you want to have this bigger size, himuon mo siya og 4. So himuon mo ni siya og 5, pwede mo siya og 5. The rest will shrink. Basta ang total niya is 12. So 5. Then kini another 5 ka. And this one is 2. Dili na pwede mo lapaw og 12. Kaya basta mulapaw na siya og 12, ang total sa iyang sizes ana munaog na siya. So you just always think that it is ang perfect width niya na or size niya is 12. Especially with diving, with div and with forms. So mas maayo na aware mo na. Then just wait we'll go back. So nakopya na nato no? So nakopya na to, so meaning if we actually check this, pag check ni mo ano niya, so you can actually check that the size is 4. Kung inyong lantawon, div, column, MD, medium, size is 4. And this one is another 4. This one is another 4. So 4 plus 4 plus 4, 12. So another 12 ni siya dire. So kini munaog na siya. So example, kung ato ang padak-an ni siya, so instead nga 4, himuon ako ni siya 6. So yung hitabo, munaog na ang uban. See, nindako siya. Nahimo na siya 6, ningnaog ang usa kay sobra naman. But if example, I will make this 6 also, parehas na silang size duha because 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. In example, if I will make this 8 and I will make this 4, oh, ano man to? File, open. So, 8 and 4, pag refresh na ko na niya, yung dako siya, yung gamay siya, but still the same size. Now, the same width. Nga 12 ang total na niya. So, mauna ang iyahang property sa Bootstrap nga you can actually play. So, now, giingon nga ang Bootstrap responsive, no? What do you mean by responsive? Lantawa, good siya, good. Kung unsa ang responsiveness niya. We will have inspect element. Now, you can actually set the size of the screen. Example, unsa kay size ani akong gihimo kung lantaw na ko sa iPhone X. So, mo ni ang iPhone X nga design, automatic na siya mo resize. So, even ang katong 8 nga design na to, ning fit siya automatic. Di ba? iPhone X. Karon, Moto G4. Galaxy S5. Pixel 2. So, gadako ang screen, gadako ang idea nimo, iPhone 6, 7. Pero, ang imuhang design, ga-fit sa screen. Wala siya galapaw. Because Bootstrap adjusts everything. Nakagets? Nagets niyo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so at least nagkasinabdan na ita. And now, example, I have here a carousel. Sorry. Carousel. This is a carousel. So now, example, unsa man ang carousel mo adto mo og kanang kuan, kanang pistahan. Diba mo nang magtuyok-tuyok ng kabayo? Sakyan ninyo?
Yes, sir.
Oh, so di ba mo na carousel oh. Now, if I want to get this carousel, ako himuna na ako na lang ning kuanon right click ako inspect element. Dito dapat ang carousel, ako ang highlight siya ba. Inspect container. Tara o carousel. Carousel inner. Div main carousel. Click ra na ko na siya. Copy. Ako na por butang dere. Mangupyar jugo. At least na ako idea ba. So, dire na ko siya butang. Paste na ko siya. Pag refresh na ko niya, mo na akong hello world. Pag refresh na ko niya, oh, wala nang gawa sa akong carousel. So, meaning, na siya dependencies dire nga need na to. Di na to siya magamit, kinahanglan siya yung mga dependencies nga mga JavaScript or something nga nagpadagan sa carousel niya. But once we copy those dependencies, mapagana na to na siya. So inyo na yung lantawon dere ang carousel niya. Naani sa ubos, another yung mga vendors nga popper. So we cannot use it directly, but at least we have idea nga mo ni siya carousel. So once we copy those, mugana ni siya. Now we have blog. So mo ni siyang blog, no, personal blog. So inspect na to, container. So I will be pasting that. Refresh. So see? Mana ko blog. So pwede na ako mag-add og picture. So nana ko single page application which is actually working fine with the screen sizes. So ako na po ng inspect element. So lang tawag ko na yung blogod. So sa size nga iPhone 6, 7. Diba? Automatic na siya ning adjust. Ang font size ning adjust ang font. So see, that is how good or how easy to use Bootstrap is. Now, so things to remember. Wait sa. Things to remember. Muna link sa Bootstrap CSS. So it will actually give you an introduction to Bootstrap. So you can copy the link there. Mo ni sa JavaScript and fonts. So this is Font Awesome. So if you actually check this, kung nakabantay mo nga na ay mga fonts, example kini nga mga kini Twitter font ra ni siya kana font, dili na siya kanang mga urag mga icon nga gagmay ba, dili na siya images, fonts ra na siya. So if you're actually into designing, you will be using Font Awesome also. So for Font Awesome, you need to add it as an HTML link. So meaning how you add your Bootstrap sa ubos sa Bootstrap, butang nimo na siya. Could be sa baba or sa ubos, but it doesn't matter because but it should be inside the head. So let's explore Bootstrap. So if we go here sa example sa Bootstrap, naman siya ang good thing sa Bootstrap no kailangan siya yung mga documentation. So there's headers. Headers and example, how do we use this header? So this is actually how I design a website or my own web page. Sa ako ko pag-design sa akong web page, before I actually have it implemented sa digital design na, I design it in paper. Sometimes I draw, sometimes I just envision ba kung saan akong gusto. So I want it like that. So what if, so muna akong ganahan. So muna na siyang itsura. Then I will have these headers as example, mubutang ambi ko diri og word art. My website. So example, I have a website here. Nasa babaw. Muna akong gusto, may tabo. Then, kini murag baga ra kayo kapag amyan na. So, adjust na ko siya. So, mag-add ko og mga links, insert links. So, link 1. So this is me kung saan ako pag-design na especially other content. So this is just an example. So link to so on and so forth. Then sa sulod ani siya nga container, magbutang na pug ko container nga gagmay. Example ang napay container diri ana. So kana nga container mo ni color. So just to indicate ba nga mao ni ako ang purpose di ay. So mao din akong theming. So we will try to create something like this. So naa siya header, naa siya mga links, naa siya mga objects sa sulod. So if we try to implement that with Bootstrap or design, so ako anong i-delete. So container, so delete na ko na. So pag open na to dire, ang ato ang hello bootstrap.html. So mo na itong bootstrap.html. So I remove this, the div. So if I refresh, this is fresh from the start. Walay design. H1 ra nga, ang H1 is mo na iyahang kuan. Now, I want to get the example nga na head. Kini siya akong ganahan. So, or unsa may nindot diri no. So kini ganahan mo kog dark. So, or kini akong ganahan. So inspect ko. So I always use inspect. So inspect ra gyud na akong ganahan na nang gamiton. So inspect. So ana po diri sa ubos dayon, anay ready daan. So kini ra akong gamiton inspect. So I will use inspect and kini akong kopyahon. So header. So meaning butang na ko siya diri sa header. So header. So kini tantang unsa man ako ang gibutang diri naa sa babaw ang my website. So my website. So magbutang ko rig div. Div. So if you actually use Bootstrap, daghan na siya classes sa sulod ana niya. But ang classes ana niya, depende sa implementation, you need to observe kung unsa iyang gamit. Now, ang atoa dire sa atong training is that we will actually check kung unsa ang Bootstrap ang pwede mong magamit. But for all of those classes, nilibo ng classes niya, di na to na discuss tanan ron. It's for you to explore kung unsa ang mga classes, unsa din siya nga property di ay. So div, then class, unsa kong class niya dire, text, align, di naman na siya. Text -sm. So mo tong gamit. So pag refresh na ko niya dire, so na siya, di ba? So wala ning gana ang SM. Expect eh. Wala siya ng gana. So meaning, the bootstrap nga small nga text, wala na siya na-implement. So, ato ang ikuan diri center. So text center is actually a bootstrap class. So, which is, it's working. And kung inyong lantawon, it's actually used by text.scss line 23. So kung inyo nang lantawon, mao ni siya sa sulod sa Bootstrap. So hello world, akong Elisandre is my personal website. So I have personal website na. Home features. Now I will actually magbutang ko diri og home. So home, maybe I have home something about me, my school, my place, what I learned, training. So example, I have that. Karon di na ako kinahanglan ng search, login ug sign up. Kuha na tangon. It's using forms no. So pag click na ko niya, wala siya nagpakilid. Naa siya sa saan ni? So meaning it's using 3. Lantaw na to, explore na to siya kung unsa iyang pagkuan sa. It's using column 2, 12, column 3. I see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we'll be checking here. So nakaingnaana siya no. So actually designing will actually take time, and pag mag-design ka, you need to actually make sure na you are patient. Wait ha. So meaning pag it does not work for you. Di man to mugana sa kwa, so I will try to use this na lang. So I will try to use this container. So kopyahan ako ning container. So kana nga container, div container. Pag run ako niya dire, so na di ba? So now And so anak ko yung mga button sa babaw. So ako siyang ilisan og about me, about my school, my place, and training. So now, as what you can see here, these are actually buttons. So kung inyo lang taon dire, ang class nga gigamit niya, it's using navlink. So meaning navlink nga class from Bootstrap will actually be displayed like this. So kung unsay nakalain niya dire, so nakalantaw nimo ang home is selected, meaning this is home screen, and home is actually set to active. So pag tango nimo ng active, ibalhin nimo dire and you refresh, ibalhin ang blue, di ba? So active will actually highlight kung what page is selected, which is very useful kung naamoy mga websites, projects, gamito ninyo ang ang ingon ana nga design. Now we will use this header. So we will have this header container and kini siya ang about me school. Kung anong tantangon ang my personal website. So ako ang himuon siya og Kim Rosero's personal website. A website na lang ito na kay because I already have my name. So it's my website already. So when I refresh this, so wala ning gana sa imong lantaw no. Ngano yung ani man siya ganung guba man siya. It's because imuha na pong lantawon diri na pud unsay problema nganong guba man to. So di man ko dapitan na sayop. So dira na nimo ma-explore kung unsang imong mga sayop ana by checking the design. So example kini ana siya container, kini na napugay container. So if you actually replace this and everything, so replace nimo na siya and imo na pong i-run. So this is one way for you to explore things. So in one go, i-delete na siya nimo makuha diretso dayon. So that's what I've said. You need to have your design template ready. So the templates are there, but as what I've said, kining mga template nga na dire, dili nimo na siya necessarily magamit dayon because it has dependencies man sa ubos nga pwedeng wala nimo gibutang sa imuhang sa imuhang classes ba. So let's check we. So there's a container. But what if we copy this main and we replace it this way? So what if we do that? Kasi may tabo. See? Bungkag siya. It's because some of these headers actually has a dependency here. So see, daghan guys siya gipang-add. So in one way or another, these are just samples. But for you to actually explore, I will have here Bootstrap cheat sheets. So this is from Hacker Themes. I will send it to you. So I am using this termino Bootstrap cheat sheets. So example, I go to navigation. Where is navigation? Navigation, navs. So pag click ni mo na niya, mo din yung itsura sa navigation di ay. So at least I have an idea kung unsa ako ang ganahan ipakita. So example, I want to copy this nav pills. I will just copy and I paste it with my project. So pag run ako na niya, wala na akong nav pills. See, this is actually how I use Bootstrap. I have a cheat sheet. Okay, not all will be there. So again, but going back to the foundation, you need to design your your um, you need to design your project. So example, um, but the Bootstrap cheat sheet here will help you go through kung unsa imong gusto. Example, you go to badge, mo din yung mga badge di ay. So there's a lot here. If you go to primary alert, mo ni akong gusto ipakita, so ako ning kopyahon. I will put it here, primary alert. So if I run, okay, I have an alert sa top. Well done, you have successfully read this important image. But since it's like that, ang ako ang image will be displayed on top. So positioning, kung di na ko siya ibutang, I will need to use the skills I have learned in building the web pages. So again, Bootstrap is pure theming na siya. Now, forms group, example, I will have a login button. I have an inline. So when I copy that, kopyahon ako siya, I refresh, na po ko form. And so the problem is, pilit kayo siya sa babaw. So how about I add a div here? Div. And I will have here class row. So meaning it's indicating that it is a row. How about I have call sm-12. So meaning this is 12 and div plus row. So if I copy this and put it sa last, meaning I am actually enclosing them inside a div nga may class nga row o column 12, you check. Ilang tawag, pilit siya, di ba? But if I refresh this, siya nitabo. So, ay nag-kuhan. So, let me just check, ha? So, sorry about that. Okay. So, as what you can see, ang sa babaw, na siya space, na siya margin because you're actually enclosing this inside a row or inside a div nga may class nga row or call sm12. But if I actually set the size of this one, instead of 12, ang nasa babaw akong ibutang siya is 8. Let me just check here. May nagkuris-kuris sa atong screen. So, ang size 12, give mo tog 8. So, if I save this and go back here, lantawa from side to side, na refresh, diba nang gamay siya. So, that's one way of designing. So now, if you explore the cheat sheets that I have sent to you, daghan kay mong pwede mahimo niya. But the purpose of this is to actually just design whatever. This is just a design on how you build your website. So, kung maingon ka kini div ni siya na siya content inside, it's still up to the web designer para mag-design ana, mag-build ana. Ang purpose sa Bootstrap is that instead nga mag-design ka nga unsay color, unsay size niya or unsay implementation niya, si Bootstrap nay mo create sa design para nimo. Di na ka moingon nga magunahon na unsa man day color ani di ay nga kuha ni siya himuno gingon ani. So example, I want to create a nav kuha niya. Mao ni akong gusto mahitabo. breadcrumbs. So pagbutang ko breadcrumbs sa babaw sa so pagbutang na ko breadcrumbs instead nga maglibog ko sa itsura, si Bootstrap na mo design para nimo. So but of course, ang design is there. What is the content depende na nimo. It will be solely responsible of the web designer. Now, so let's try Bootstrap themes. This is what I love to use. Ganahan ko na yung mga Bootstrap themes because this actually helps me a lot when I'm designing the website. So example, I have this page. Now I want to have a theme. So I go here. Ang pinakaganahan yun ako nga theme, no? I use paper theme. But if example, we will use Silurian or Darkly. So pag openin mo na siya yung mga themes nga available. So example, I want to use sabi akong ganahan diri yung nga kanang dili sakit sa mata yung kung ganahan ko aning kuan kanang akong gamiton diri pero may paper man akong gamiton diri na din itong paper theme. Anay paper theme. Gamiton ako na siya paper theme. Pag preview nimo siya, mo ni siya ang paper theme. So naa siya navigation. So example, if I want to use paper theme, download ka, pwede ka mag-download. But dili ko mo download, no, akong gamiton niya is inspect na ko siya. I will get the CSS. So bootstrap.css. So mo na kong kopyahon. So I will replace my CDN from stock path kini ako siyang ilisan og bootswatch3paper.com bootstrap.css. So whenever I refresh this, nawala. Because there is integrity. See? Diba nausab ang itsura? So this is Bootstrap nga theme. Now, I am already using paper theme. So how about ganahan ko nga i-download na ko siya. So pag i-download na ko ang iyang theme, which is actually a good thing to do also, nga mag-download ka sa theme. So example paper, download na ko ang Bootstrap CSS. So I have here Bootstrap main, Bootstrap CSS. So ang main is a minified version of the CSS. So again, I would like to remind others, no, please mute kay para dili ta ma-disturbo. So this is if I actually click this bootstrapless, mo ni mo gawas, this is actually bootstrap 3. So meaning it's saying that you copy the URL. But if you want to save it, right click, i-save nimo na siya as CSS file. You can use that. Now, since we already have a paper documentation, if we actually check here, ang paper nga documentation is that ang iyang body style. So it's using class container. So meaning na ay container nga class. So if we actually remove this, so div /div. So you were adding class container. So ang class nga container na dere. And looking at the container, na siya yung mga add-in nga design, nanay padding, etc. So when we implement that, meaning our design should be inside the container. Kaya kung lantawon nimo ang container nga design, kanang yellow niya, orange niya sa kilid mo, nang iyahang margin. So we will have this navbar. Kini. So there is a container fluid, no? Container fluid actually is one of the kanang ano say pangalan eh? Container fluid that is actually used para ma-responsive ang containers nimo. Kay ang fluid dira og imong lantawon naa siya ay attributes nga ang padding 15px, ang iyang right size auto. So meaning auto na siya, naka-auto sizing na siya. Now we will copy this component, BS component. But of course, when you're copying, you check that there are other components na ay rows. So kopyahan ako ning row. Pag paste nako sa row ana, pag padagan ako diri sa hello world nako, mo na itsura. Now I don't want the knob. I don't want this white. O ako ang mo analyze ko unsa may nindot gamiton no? Kini bang nasa babaw or kini bang nasa ubos? So I will actually decide nga okay, so dili ko ganahan aning blue akong gamiton. So I will go back here. Pangitaon ako ang blue. So ang blue mao ni siya ang blue. Ang first nga BS component. So I will remove that. Pag save na ko niya, refresh. So wala na ang blue. So ang navbar, I will change that to my website. So when I change that to my website, natay design. See? So now I want to change the links. So the brand that can actually be your logo. So pwede mo na ilisag image. It's reserved for your logo. So navbar brand or link. So home, I will change that to home. So now link 1. So you have a link 1. It's actually using class active, meaning mo na selected. So if I actually transfer this class, if actually copy this and remove na ko na siya, example, I have here home, about me. Now, my school. So if I refresh that, ang my school ang selected, ang about me dili. So now, I will remove this. Ano siya yung mga current nga ginapambutang. So this is one way of cleaning also, no? So you can leave it like that. Now, drop down, na siya drop down options. Kung example na kay mga other options na. So this is a drop down link. Now, if you explore, this is one way of exploring what I did when I was starting. Pag mangita og mga drop down, ako siyang i-analyze. So kini day siya na siya sa class drop down. It has action, another action, something else. So when I click, mo din siya di ay. Now what if I change this action to test action? Unsay mahitabo? So when I refresh, drop down, there is test action as. So it's changing the name. So if I change the name to another link and I pass href, which is the link or the link of the button, meaning I can go to this page using this display, but I don't need this. So I remove the drop down. So uh, so there is link. Now ato ning panangtangon ng mga span ha kay this is actually so when we refresh, so mo na may tabo no. So there's link, there is my school, there's about me, and there is my place. So if I refresh that, morning my place na ko, myself now my place. Now I have search if I want to replay to have search or submit nga connect, but I don't need any of those. So ako ning tantangon. So but be careful no unsa imong panangtangon, you might delete something that you might need. So example tantangon ako ang form one at a time. Pag refresh na ko nawala na. Napa ang link. Now karon ganahan ko nga butangan ra nako na siya og kuan kanang something surprise me. So meaning the link will be there, surprise me, so that when they click that pwede ka magbutang og another page dira. Now, going back, nanakay navigation toolbar. Now, looking back with Bootswatch, ganahan ko og example, magbutang ko quotes daan diri kining quotes nga black quotes. So, doc section rows kini row so this is one thing no nga mangita ka. It is hard to find, but somehow you'll be able to find it. So, meaning okay na ko, settle na ko sa akong navigation. Karon ako aning BS component na ko, ako aning i-hide. So, meaning okay na ko na. So, still inside the div, mo na yung inside div. Inside your container. Inside your div container. So, kunin ko ng row. So, diri na po ko magbutang og another row. So, nagbutang ko og black quotes. So, naay black quotes dire. So, my quote. So, my quote. Now, nagkopya naman ko na diri. So, nanay may quote na ko diri. Kuha ko na ko ning class row. Pag-copy na ko na niya. So, again, you move spaces here. So, pag-refresh na ko na niya. Sorry about that. Saya po kong refresh. So, nana ko'y quote, ana. So, nana ko'y quotes. My quotes. Or quotes to ponder. Favorite quotes to ponder. Ngita tag quotes, no? Para nindot. Quotes to ponder. So, example. Excuse me, ha. So, quotes to ponder. So, quotes to ponder. So, if we're trying to add a quote here, example, about learning. So, educational quotes, no? So, we will try to add quotes. So, usa po na sa maghatag og kanindot sa atong site kung tanan ato ang site is all about kanang all about pictures, walay lami. Kung ang site na to all about text, walay lami. But we need to actually balance everything. So, education costs money, but then that's ignorance. So, the hunter who chases two rabbits will catch neither. So, kopyahon to ni nindot siya, no? So, lantaw ni mo. Okay. So, ako ang lantawon dire. The hunter who catches then someone anonymous. Source title. So, siyempre, ato siyang butangan og source title. I-cite na to ang title niya dire, which is dire. Pero ato siyang butangan og A. href. So, pag save na to niya, naa siya ay quotes to ponder. The hunter who chases two rabbits will catch neither. Now, ang ato ang link, tangatog target equals blank. So, when we save, when we refresh, when we click this, it will open to the link. Diba? So, you already have this and that. So, you can actually explore the themes here. So, actually, our discussion with Bootstrap will be ending here. But, here's what I have a task for you to do is that you need to explore. I will be preparing things for you, other cheat sheets and like that. So Pwede niyo ma-explore, pwede niyo ma-review, pwede niyo ma-check. So because Bootstrap will not be able to implement everything. But if you have questions right now, please ask and I will answer. Questions?
Sir,
Oh,
about itong sa surprise me, sir ba? Pwede to na tumabutang dito, sir, na logo sa Facebook, Twitter, o
yes.
Instagram.
Yes. Example, surprise me. So that is a good question, no? Surprise me. So, itong surprise me nato diri no. So, surprise me. So AH ref man na siya no? LI. So pwede na to siya butangan diri og I. Now, wala to nabutangan og font awesome diri. So I will kopyahon sa nako tong font awesome nga link. So ang font awesome nga link kini. So click to copy. So font awesome nga link. So magbutang to diri link sa babaw. So we're adding the font awesome na. Now I will have here I class FA FAS ba ni? FAS FA dash Twitter. So we will try to refresh kung gawas ba ang Twitter. So wala siya nagkuan. Atong lang taon ang Bootstrap cheat sheets. Ano po ko yung font awesome cheat sheets dire. So kini gigamit na ko no. Ay naka-tab na sa kuha because I'm using it. But good question. No? Kita to ning ask. So I will use Twitter. So FA Twitter. Okay, so it does not show here because our link might be broken. So we will be using font awesome links. Font awesome CDN. So okay, so ana siya dire pero nganong dili siya makita. Kay let's say ta. We'll check here. There might be some implementation sa iyang icons. But yes, you can actually do that. You can have implementation nga naragor tayo sayop dire. There is something here nga sayop na to. So na circle. Oh. So it's color blue. Mo na siya isayop. So If A so nagawas na siya. So now, ang Twitter dili mo gana if A is if A Twitter. Dili siya mo gana Facebook. So we will need copy. FA class. Sakto man tong class, but why? Why? So naagin siya iko ano, kanang question mark. So ang Twitter o ang Facebook nga icons dili mo gana, but we will use question mark kung so you can use icons. There are just things siguro nga we are not implementing here properly with our design because this is actually Mac design, but you can replace it with icons. This is actually font awesome, and the cheat sheets that are actually using are here. So now, actually there are a lot of projects that I have created. No, na I wanted to show. Let me have this for you. This is a theme that I'm using a lot. So this is actually a theme, Bootstrap themes. And if you go to icons, so UI elements, icons, and font icons. So there's actually Bootstrap icons. Example alarm. Now, let's try if this works. Kung if this will work, then maayo, pero kung dili, wala tayo mahimo. So, ilo mo, sorry about that, no, kaya mga bata ga. So, let me check here if it is generated. So, it's not. So, meaning it's missing, we're missing something here that we're trying to call. So, those are the implementations. So, kini, nag-require naman siya mga kuan, IDE. But, yes, going back to the question, you can actually use those. So, any other questions? Questions? Yes.
About sa kuan sir ba kining kuan sir ba my website sir ba unsa pag create ano sir?
Okay. Actually, i-discuss. Alam ko, mute, Michelle Ann. Sorry, dili. So, cut.
Na-mute ka, Sir Kim.
Sorry. I was trying. So maybe Mr. Galolo, wala ka watch sa how we started this, but you can review this video later. And Mr. Galolo, ang sa website, you can actually you can create this website depende sa imong design ana. But this is just an introduction to Bootstrap. We will be using the theming options as a Bootstrap. And ka-remember mo atong inyong gihimo last time, activity 1 and 2. Now, we will be implementing designs from Bootstrap. So, I will be providing you the links kung di ninyo i-explore kung unsang mga themes ang inyong magamit, and you can copy the themes from there.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Okay, so any other questions?
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Ah,
How about sa kuan, sir, kanang magamit og Teams ba?
mm.
Kanang makabutang daw background, sir?
Yes. Pwede ta makabuka butang og background. So example natay teams ana butang tag background. One thing nga inyong i-ikuan is that this is Bootstrap, no? But still you can actually implement background image kung ganahan ka. So let me check kung ma-open man ako diri ang di na ako ma-open ang uban nga mga sites. But you can actually implement background using the background style sheet. So background styles, imuhang ibutang ang image mo nito picture. It's the same thing kung unsa to nyo gihimo, pwede man gud niya na i-combine sa inyong team. Actually ang inyo, di ba, open source siya, so meaning you can modify. So sa body dito pwede niyo butangan or pwede mo inject. What I do sometimes, inject meaning naamoy inline nga para ra gid sa background. Na-gets mo ang akong ikuan? Pwede nimo siya butangan og additional ba?
Yes, sir.
So,
Kaya aber ako kuan, sir, magamit og Teams, so delete ta makaroon.
dili, pwede ka magamit og Teams. Pwede ra siya nimo kanang overall nga look sa imong kuan, pero pwede ka mag-insert butangan nimo inline nimo nga style sheet, pwede nimo butangan og external nga lain, or pwede nimo butangan og kanang embedded nga design. Wala gyud problema.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so other questions? Okay, so for your activity, apply styles to the previously created web pages. So nanakay about yourself. So itong about yourself ninyo, use your design or theme sa kanang Bootstrap and improve it. So naman to yung mga samples ito sa Bootstrap. So you need to explore and you need to improve it. So about my school, katong inyong gihimo. So wala na mo himuon sa inyong content kay may nakahimo naman mo. Design na lang mo. And actually I would like to raise this, no, since I would like to commend these students nga kanang maayog output, no, outputs day 2. Si Pitogo. So ano na to si Tapalia. So I would like to recommend this. So see, and dapat yung mga nindot diri nga design si Divina. I would like to commend this. Ang tawag iyang gipanghimo. So there's already design here. Maayo kay pagka-design. So she's using an external CSS. Ang styles niya. So nanay mga background, nanay hover. So nanay mga hover, no. So actually nindot siya, but you can improve this using Bootstrap. So that's what we are going to do. Improve your design using Bootstrap. So I would like to acknowledge Tapales for being the first one to submit. And so far, the best design that I have checked was for this, the Jesus. The rest actually designs are good but needs improvement. But still, everyone needs improvement. Pero ang ihara kay, kumbaga, effort kayo ba, pinaghirapan ba. So And as what you see, no, on sa akong masultian, see, one option for designing is readability. Your background and your text and your theme should match together. Ang tawa, di ba? Dili sakit sa mata. So, going back, you need to create ang web pages ninyo. So, you will have 4 already. So, you will have about yourself, about my school, about this place, and you need to create a page where you will actually put your training, what you have learned for these trainings. So, you need to complete this because by next activity, atuan ni siyang i-live ang inyong site. Nga bisan pag naamos naga, ino ninyo ang inyong kaila sa Mindanao nga palihog ko click ani nga link mo ni akong website. So tudloan ta mo na unsa na to pag-apa ni. So that is your activity. So the same thing ang kini siya nga activity, no, kanang we will not submit it but we will just ready it for next week. So wala mo i-submit ron nga week. So i-ready ron ninyo kay mausa ni siya og kuan inog nanatay site dito man ninyo na i-upload. Na-gets ninyo? Na-gets ninyo?
Yes, sir. Gets sa sir.
Yes,
Wala mo
Yes, sir.
wala mo i-send pero i-ready
Yes,
ninyo
sir.
ni siya.
Ah, okay,
So,
sir.
So i-ready
Ma-explain
ninyo.
din mayroon, sir.
Oh, so wala mo i-send pero inyo ni siyang i-ready kay ano atuan ni siyang i-online by next week. So ang next week mo na atong kuanan nga ang inyong output nga i-send next week link na lang sa inyong website. Gets niyo?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
So that's for your activity. That please disregard the deadline because we will combine it everything. So ang credits na to, so we got our resources from Tutorial Republic, get Bootstrap, Bootstrap CDN, and Bootswatch. So katong gusto mag-review sa video, it will be uploaded here. Please check. So
yung Facebook ko sa.
Batang ikaw ni John ba?
pwede nyo ibutan yung Facebook anak kung ganahan mo. If you want to put your Facebook, I advise you to explore iframe. So if you want to connect website, please explore iframe. So I will end today's discussion because I also have another appointment after this, but please explore this. But next week, please taon mo kanang join, please advise others nga join in town kay mao na ni siya ang kanang kumbaga kung ganahan mo makat-on unsaon pag publish, this will not be covered sa eskwelahan. So kung ganahan mo unsaon pag-publish inyong site nga ma-active online, mao na chance yung makat-on. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Sir Marshall, Ma'am Tin, and the rest for joining.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
Sir Kim, thank
yes,
you.
sir. Picture ba ta, sir?
Yes, picture sa top. Please open your camera.
Oh, Sir PJ, day.
Okay, please post. Okay, atoy picture. Okay, so that's all.
Thank
Sir Kim,
you.
wala na kailangan papas.
Wala na, sir. Actually, sir, ganahan patata ko mo add, sir, but na ako'y doctor's appointment sa ako ang youngest. So, by 10:30, so need na ko mo out.
Sige lang, kay next Saturday ato nang ikuan.
Dumaga na ako, explore na ko. But next Saturday is very important because mag-upload ta og site. Atong i-up ang atong site.
So need you guys kinahanglan nata next Saturday kay that is the last training. Di hapon na to makakuan nga kapas na sa atong mga output tanan. So kung hatag og list kinsay nakapas, tumatagaan sa certificate.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so that's all for this morning. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.